Hello you guys, my name is Wendy. If you guys are new to the channel, I make a lot of motherhood videos, homemaking, lifestyle, things like that. So welcome. Today we are going to talk all about newborn essentials. My son Boston is officially 10 months old. He turned 10 months a couple of days ago, which is crazy. I feel like we have officially entered toddlerhood. I figured it was finally time to make a video all about the newborn things that we really found useful, things that we really loved. I feel like a lot of these videos end up being overwhelming and make a lot of moms feel like they have to buy so many things, but I honestly think that motherhood can be so affordable. There are so many things you don't need, and today we're going to talk about all the things that I found essential, things that are nice to have, and things that I regret buying. I'll split it into those three sections, and then I'm also going to make a separate video on breastfeeding, nursing, all that kind of stuff too. And to preface everything, I am not going to talk about the obvious things like a stroller, car seat, diapers. Actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about diapers, but you know what I mean. Just not gonna mention the very, very obvious essentials like crib, sheets, that kind of stuff. So let's start off with essentials. So the number one essential I would say is our booger picker. We have one from Frida Baby. It's the 3-in-1 nose nail ear picker. We mainly just use it to get out his big boogers, but you can use it for all of those things. We prefer this over the one that suctions the nose because I feel like that one is really irritating, and we really only use that one if he's really sick and we feel like he really needs to get that congestion out. So I would definitely get a bulb syringe as well, but I would say on a day-to-day basis we usually just use this booger picker. The second thing is a nail shaver. I prefer this so much over nail clippers. I tried clipping his nails one time and I cut into his hand, his little finger, and it just started bleeding everywhere, and ever since then I'm a little traumatized. The nail shaver is basically like an electronic nail file. It's amazing. There's so many different variations of this. I will link down below all the ones that I personally have, but there are so many variations of each of these products. I've also heard from a friend that they really enjoy using nail scissors because those also don't cut into the finger as much. So I will say the one thing about the nail shaver is that when they're really teeny tiny, like fresh out the womb, I did see that it left some bruising just because they're so sensitive. I would just start off with maybe like a normal nail file and then kind of go into using this electronic one because it can be a little aggressive. Next thing I would say that was super essential for us was Aquaphor. It's super affordable. It's great for their skin. I think another one I heard about was coconut oil. So you could definitely use coconut oil too, but we really found that Aquaphor helped with his baby acne. We also used it as a diaper cream. It is just amazing. We used it for everything. And then another thing that we used, I would not say that this is an essential, but we did buy some Tubby Tod, and I don't know if it did help or not, but shortly after we started using it, all of his baby acne went away. We don't use it anymore, but that was something that we really enjoyed and did spend a little extra money on. So the next thing I would say, if you are somebody who travels a decent amount or are going to see friends or family and you know that you're going to be traveling while baby is still little, I would definitely get a travel pack and play. We have the Max Cozy one, and it has a bassinet insert on top, and then it just has the regular big mattress on the bottom. I love this one because it's really easy to fold up and bring with you wherever you go. And we also use it at home when Bo grew out of his bassinet around 3 or 4 months. I would say it was closer to like 3 months. He grew out of his bassinet. He's a boy and he just grew so rapidly, and the bassinet was just not big enough for him anymore. But we weren't quite ready to have him sleep in a separate room, and so we had him sleep in that pack and play in the bassinet insert for a couple months, and it was amazing. We really enjoyed it, and we still use it to this day. Anytime we travel anywhere, we'll bring it along with us, and that's where he sleeps. The next thing I would say is an essential is getting glass bottles instead of plastic bottles. And I would definitely have like a few plastic bottles just to have if you guys are traveling somewhere, or if you want baby to learn how to hold the bottle, things like that. But if you are planning on having multiple kids, I would invest in glass bottles. The only reason I say this is because with plastic bottles, if you are planning on using them daily, you have to replace them every 6 months. Eventually that just becomes more expensive than glass bottles anyway. So I would just invest in a couple of glass bottles. We really enjoy the Dr. Brown ones and the Evenflo ones. And the other thing is, I don't know, obviously this is all personal preference, but we just didn't like the idea of microplastics being in his milk all the time, which we know is unavoidable, especially, you know, with breast milk storage bags and things like that. But, you know, for me, it's minimizing it as much as I can. It just gives me a little bit more peace of mind. So I ended up investing in glass bottles because I know we want to have more than one kiddo. So the next thing is any sort of swaddle. We really loved the Velcro swaddles. So whether that's the Halo one, there's a couple on Amazon that we really liked, and that I'll link down below. But I have always really liked the Halo ones because we use them in the hospital. I'm a NICU nurse and we use the Halo ones all the time. So I'm just super used to the Halo ones. I like that you can swaddle them with their hands by their face or their hands hugging themselves. You can swaddle them with their hands a little bit lower. And it's just really easy to put on and take off. So I really like that one. I also really enjoy blanket swaddles just because you can literally just fully get them naked super fast, you know what I mean? And in those first couple of weeks, I feel like all I wanted to do was skin to skin. And so it was just really nice to be able to unwrap him, put him right on my chest, and not have to take off all the stuff, all the clothes, all the things. The next thing I would say is definitely vitamin D drops if you are breastfeeding. I feel like that's kind of an obvious one, but I feel like not a lot of people talk about it. So definitely do vitamin D if you are breastfeeding. We knew that this was a big thing for us because we had Boston in December and it was going to be winter and we were not going to be outside very much. So we definitely knew that this was an essential for us. The next thing is sunscreen, bug spray. This is also kind of an obvious one, but I feel like I forgot about it a lot. It's just something nice to have in your bag at all times. We really like the Baby Ganix ones. Last thing is just a very large diaper bag. We have one that we got on Amazon. It kind of looks like the Fawn bags, but it's more affordable, and it comes with a diaper changing mat, which is really helpful. Definitely get one that has a diaper changing mat, and just make sure that you get one that's very spacious because you're going to be putting a lot of things in there and it's going to be jam-packed a lot. So get one with a lot of compartments, with a lot of space. Also get one that has like insulated pockets because you are probably going to want your milk to stay decently warm, especially if you have a kiddo that will not take cold milk like mine. I will link the one that I have down below. I know people love the Fawn ones. Okay, the next thing is a baby wrap. There are so many different brands of baby wraps. Get one that works for you and what works for your budget. You do not need one that's super expensive. We have the Solly Baby one. We did not buy it on their website. We bought it on Facebook Marketplace for 20 bucks and we love it. Honestly, to me, a baby wrap is priceless because when we had Boston, I'm a pretty anxious person in general, and after we had him, I did struggle with postpartum anxiety, and having a baby wrap and being able to have him on me at all times was so healing for me and so reassuring to me too. It was also really practical, being able to use it whenever I wanted to clean around the house or make a meal. Even times where we would get out of the house to do some grocery shopping and he just didn't want to be in his car seat. It was nice to have that and be able to use it, and anytime he would be in the wrap, he would just calm down right away, which was amazing. And anytime I was at home, we loved doing skin to skin. So I would just take all my clothes off, take his clothes off, just put him in a diaper and put him right on my chest and wrap him up in the baby wrap, and he would just be happy in there. And he would stay in there for hours just napping away. And it was just so nice for the both of us to have that. So that is definitely something I would invest in, especially if your baby has reflux, if you have anxiety, if, I don't know, I just feel like it makes that postpartum, all those emotions, it helps so much with it, and I can't rave about it enough. I know the baby wrap thing can be intimidating to learn how to actually use it, but once you get the hang of it, it's so easy and so worth it. And that's another advice that I have for you mamas out there is, if you see something that you like or know that you want, but you think it's too expensive, check Facebook Marketplace first, because, you know, newborns are only newborns for like a couple months. So all the stuff that you're seeing on there for newborns, they probably haven't been used very much, and something like a baby wrap, you can just wash that and use it, you know. And we also got some swaddles on there, we got some clothes on there, we got a swing on there. There are so many things you can get on Facebook Marketplace. I think it's better than just continuing to buy all this new stuff that you know you're only going to be using for a couple months. Okay, now we're going to talk about nice to haves. So the first thing is an Ubby diaper pail. This thing is amazing because all the poopy diapers, you can't smell it, and that is a game changer for us, especially now that he's eating solids and his poops are just that much more smelly. This is totally not a necessity because you could just use your regular trash can and it's really not that big of a deal. If you take out your trash daily, I feel like this is not something that you really need. The next thing I would say is a nursing pillow. I actually didn't enjoy using my nursing pillow for actual nursing. In the beginning, when I was breastfeeding, we did a lot of side lying because I have a really strong letdown, and the side lying position helps to slow it down. So we mainly just nursed on the bed or on the couch laying down, and so we really hardly used the nursing pillow for actual nursing. But I will say it's nice to have, because when Boston got to the stage where he was sitting or trying to sit, and obviously he was still unstable, wobbly, would fall over, it was nice to kind of put around him, behind him, so that if he fell backwards, it would catch him. But really, you could probably just prop a pillow behind him, or put him on a bed, you know, all that kind of stuff. There's so many ways you could protect your child from falling over and stuff, but it was nice to have for that reason. And I know so many people rave about their nursing pillows. We have the Snuggle Me organic one, but I know people love the Boppy and also the My Breast Friend. The next thing I would say is a changing table. This is a nice to have because you can change your baby anywhere. You can change him on the floor, on the bed. I mean, seriously, you could change a diaper anywhere. The only reason we love our changing table is because it saved our backs. We actually didn't start off with one because I didn't really think we needed one, but after we got one, it was such a game changer for us because our backs were really starting to hurt, like bending over, changing him, putting him on the floor, changing him, getting up with him. You know, your body is already so tired in those first couple weeks that for us it was worth it. I'm glad we got one. The only thing I would change is I wish we would have invested in a really nice dresser and did like a changing table on top of that. We just have a regular changing table, and I feel like once he's out of diapers, we're probably not going to use it anymore. It's just not really meant for anything else. If I could do it over again, I would probably invest in a really nice dresser that Boston could have in his room that he would use for the foreseeable future. And the next thing I would say is a baby lounger. And you know, your baby could literally lounge in anything. We loved the Snuggle Me organic lounger because anytime we needed to step away from him, go to the bathroom, cook a meal, it was nice to just plop him on the couch in his lounger and step away. We could still see him and, you know, see what he's doing, but we knew that he would be safe in there. And if he's somehow, you know, started rolling, he couldn't roll out of that. So we liked having it. It definitely is not a necessity, and you could probably get any variation of it. Here's a little disclaimer. If you have your baby napping in a Snuggle Me organic lounger or any lounger, I would just keep an eye on them and make sure you are right there, because technically it's not safe sleep. So anyway, we loved our lounger. We loved just setting him in there. I feel like it's especially nice if you don't live in a ranch or anything, because we have all our bedrooms upstairs, and it would have been a lot to go up and down the stairs just to put him in his bassinet, you know? So it was nice having that downstairs and just being able to utilize it whenever we needed to. We really, really enjoyed it. Now let's talk about things that I regret buying. I actually regret buying our swing. We have the Mamaroo Swing. I really wanted one because we use this in the hospital where I work, and all the babies love it. But the thing about it is it's super expensive, and you're only going to be able to use it for a couple months. We got ours on Facebook Marketplace, and it was honestly really nice, but if I had to do it all over again, I would probably get a bouncer, because this swing is so heavy that you can't really move it up and down the stairs. Whereas a bouncer, you could bring it up and down the stairs, you could take it with you if you're gonna go outside or do a picnic or something. I feel like bouncers are just nice and light and easy to travel with or move around, whereas this Mamaroo Swing is bulky and it's heavy, and you do not want to be moving that thing anywhere. So we really liked it. Bo really liked it, you know, hanging out in there here and there, but it wasn't, I feel like he didn't use it enough to make the price worth it. The next thing I regret is not getting a single to double stroller. I feel like I should have thought about this, because we know that we want more than one kiddo. Now we're gonna have to buy a completely new stroller if we do have a second kid. So if you know that you're having more than one kid, I would definitely invest in a single to double stroller. The next thing I regret buying is baby lotion. We bought so much baby lotion, and baby lotion is kind of pricey. I wish we would have just stuck with good old coconut oil. I know so many people that use coconut oil. A lot of people already have it in their pantry. Coconut oil is as natural as it gets, and it's so good for your baby skin. We still have so much baby lotion that we're using and working through, but if I could do it all over, I would just not buy any of it and use coconut oil. The next thing is a baby towel. I regret buying a baby towel because those things are so thin and small, and you probably could only use it for like maybe a month, and then they're gonna grow right out of it. I would just use your regular adult towel. They're bigger, warmer, and I feel like there's just no need to get a baby towel. Like it's kind of pointless. The next thing is hats and mittens. I mean, if it comes with the outfit, that's great, but for some reason we just never really use hats or mittens. It's actually really good for your child to have their hands out to explore and touch their face, touch you, do all the things. And if you need mittens, there's always those long sleeve shirts that fold over, so you could always just get those. I don't know, mittens are just so annoying to put on and take off, and it's just not worth it. And socks, maybe when they're like a little bit older, but socks are just, they're gonna take it off, it's gonna fall off at some point. You could always do those sleepers that have the long sleeves that fold over, and then they have the little footies. Those are great because you don't have to worry about your outfit. You can just put one thing on and call it a day. Those, I would say, are must-haves. The last thing is kind of random, but part of me wishes that I would have done half cloth diapers and half disposables, because in those beginning stages when they're just breastfeeding, breast milk poops are actually water soluble, so you can just throw it in the washer and reuse them. And I feel like that would have saved a lot of money. Even if we just use it for those first couple of months, I think it would have been worth it. But yeah, we just always use disposables, so maybe for the next kiddo we could try cloth diapers and see how it goes. I've never used them before, but one of my friends uses them and she really likes them, so that's definitely something that I would probably try next time. Anyway, I think that kind of wraps it up. If you are currently pregnant, I will be praying for your sweet baby, for you, for your family, that you all remain healthy and that your journey goes well and that things go well postpartum too. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.